Well, I dealt with three-dimensional typography since 2000. The idea was to uh, understand how typography can go out of the paper or the screen and to have some sort of life. And what I did is using this technique of three-dimensional calligraphy in the air, if I may put it this way, in order to design the headlines of the Ketubah. The first time I did it was designed specially for a couple from New York, and then I thought that's it. But what happened is that during the years I got requests almost every week to do another Ketubah. I talked with one of my friends. Her name is Tilly Pines, and she's a Ketubah designer. And together we made a series of new Ketubot using this technique that I have developed. And right now we have the whole collection online. This Ketubah has 5 different languages. It was the first Ketubah I designed, and it was specially designed with 5 languages because the couple asked for it. They asked the same text in 5 different languages. I think it was English, of course, Hebrew, of course, Yiddish, French, and Spanish, and I think that's it. So it looks really nice because I use different typeface for each language. But the rest of the Ketubahs have only 2 languages. Basically, I deal with all kinds of typography. Whether it's type design or a more experimental approach, not necessarily limited to Hebrew. I deal also with Arabic and Latin typography. Once I dealt with Japanese also. It's the typography aspect that is interesting for me. So basically, what I'm looking for is where can one take typography further? Naturally, because I'm Israeli, my mother tongue is Hebrew, so it's more natural for me to work in this form. But it doesn't say that I'm thinking through Hebrew, but I'm thinking through typography. The Typembria video was a homage to the mother and child logo, which was designed by Herb Lubalin. And the idea was to recreate the logo in my own way. So I combined the idea of the ampersand with the embryo, just like Lubalin did, but he did it 2-dimensionally, and I took it one step further and designed it as a 3-dimensional object, as an embryo in his mother's womb, and the embryo has the shape of an ampersand. Another project from the Biotypography series was the typo ants. These are simply ants that I was playing with their DNA. I thought, what if, what will happen if we will mess with the DNA of ants and put inside some typographic information? And of course, the result will be a kind of new creature which will be half ant, half type. Well, I think every tool that technology invents can be used to typography to invent new ways of deal with type. I'm much more concerned now in my thoughts about the future of typography, of type in general. And I don't mean like for the next 3 years. I think about the next 50 years or 100 years. And I came to the conclusion that it might be that the use of type will be reduced, and we will use, instead of typography and type and text, videos.